All right, and now we're back talking about weather again on everybody's minds.
Yeah.
Closer and closer to that storm.
Yeah, and I think people are fairly interested in the storm, which surprised me because it's vacation week. So in theory, the stakes are lower. But we've had a quiet winter, so I think every storm feels maybe like a bigger...
kind of exciting.
Yeah. Some winters, like another storm of 8 to whatever. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Today, guys, was a transition day, and here comes our little light snow for tonight. Now, again, this is not our storm. This is a separate little system that's going to come through, and it doesn't have all that much moisture to work with. So it'll come through with a quick dusting to 1 inch, and the high terrain maybe 2 inches of snow, and it's on track to move here after sunset. Current temps in the low to mid 30s. It'll be cold enough for snow pretty much everywhere once the system moves in, maybe a little bit of mixing along the immediate coastline. So here it is. Basically just from west to east here, it's going to come through tonight, 10 o'clock through the mid-coast, about midnight or so into down East Maine. Then it's out of here by 1, 2 in the morning, and we're clear for tomorrow. It's actually a nice start to the day tomorrow. We get to around 40 degrees, and then clouds come in from southwest in advance of our next storm system, which we'll look at here kind of on the broader scale. So again, this is technically 2 pieces of energy that are going to be so close to each other that it'll feel like one longer, drawn-out snow event here. So it starts Wednesday night, and I want to point out it starts a little bit earlier than we thought yesterday. We had midnight to 2 a.m. yesterday. Now I'm thinking more 10 to midnight makes more sense for the onset over southern and western Maine. And it really rips pretty good here late night into early morning on Thursday. So we're talking, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, up to about 6 in the morning at least over southern Maine. And this is the heaviest stuff over southern Maine, moderate stuff into central Maine. And then by the middle of the day into the afternoon, we're really lighting the precipitation up as that wave moves offshore. I think there'll still be snow around. I don't think it'll be all that heavy, and it won't add up all that fast. So just kind of snow flitting around. I think the evening commute is better than the morning commute as a result of that. And then our second wave moves in on Thursday night, sometime around midnight in most spots, and focuses a little bit more over central and northern Maine. So spots that don't get a ton of snow with that first round, we're relying on this second one to get the higher accumulation through. And then we're done with this storm by probably late morning or so on Friday, and we start to clear out. So we really didn't have to make any changes to this map, 8 to 12 inches in a pretty broad part of the state. The only question, I guess, at this point would be if this little shade down into Kittery and Portsmouth is necessary. If no sleet gets involved, it's really not. So that's the only thing I'm going to watch over the next day or so is whether or not we can just put them in 8 to 12 as well. So this is not an intense storm, but it makes up for it in just kind of hanging around. Then it gets cold. Look at Saturday morning's lows inland, 10 below, and then it only gets to about 13 for a high. Even along the coast, we should get to around 0 by Saturday morning, and again, cold Sunday morning. That storm on Sunday at this point looks like it is falling apart to just snow showers. We'll watch that, and then another storm next Tuesday. That one looks pretty good already.
Jeez, keeping you busy.
All of a sudden.
Meanwhile, the people in York and Kittery are like, come on, Keith.
I know. It's, and it's funny when some people will say, the line goes right through my town. What do you think?
Yeah.
And it's like, take the high end of the low range and the low end of the high range, and that's where I think you should be.
And cross your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thanks, Keith.